is critical thinking? A disciplined manner of thought that a person uses to assess the validity of something. Applications of critical thinking in online learning underlies reading, writing, speaking, and listening, all areas of the basic elements of communication. Research findings. 81% felt that their department's graduates developed a good or high level of critical thinking while in the program. The nature of critical thinking. Bullen's 1998 research study reveals that a student's ability to demonstrate critical thinking skills during online discussions is influenced by four major factors. The four major factors are cognitive maturity, teaching style of instructor, students' prior learning experiences, and degree of understanding the critical thinking process. Teaching strategies. Teachers can provide valuable guidance by keeping dialogues focused, relevant, and probing deeper into issues. According to a 2000 research study, there are 5 types of questions that should be used to encourage richer student responses that are called full spectrum questions. Questions that probe the so what response relevance, interest level, urgency, and context. Questions that clarify meaning of conceptual vocabulary, ambiguity or vagueness, and common concepts. Questions that explore assumptions, sources and rationale, qualities assumed, and study evidence. Questions that seek to identify causes and effects or outcomes, primary or secondary, and causes internal or external factors. And lastly, questions that consider appropriate action, weigh different courses of action. Asynchronous online discussion is an important strategy for communication in distance education. It allows students to discuss course topics outside the classroom at their convenience. Most important, text-based communication in a synchronous environment encourages reflective learning, in-depth thinking, and meaningful processing of information. Online instructional challenges include improving the quality of online discussions, increasing collaboration and interaction in online forums, and lack of construction of new knowledge. The affective and psychological dimensions of distance education are important aspects of the teaching and learning process. Distance educators face the dilemma of how to foster critical thinking with students who vary in their need for academic guidance. Burge's 1999 study relates that interaction in education involves a continuum from teacher-centered to student-centered approaches. Kirby and Goodpaster's 2002 study notes that language works intimately with all aspects of our thinking, sensing, and feeling. Interaction online needs to be structured to go beyond simple exchange of information and influence communication with the intent to foster higher level of cognitive thinking. Promoting critical thinking in distance education. Learning management systems such as Blackboard may be used to create models for assessing the following areas in critical thinking: promote active participation through peer engagement, assess learner ability, and promote problem solving. Research has found that evaluation criteria, specifically timely and even discussion contributions, had positive influences on students' meaningful discourse. Schwann, Schnecker, Arnold, and Quao 2007 study also found that students responded more often to others and discussed in great depth after they were informed of evaluation criteria of online behaviors. Measuring critical thinking skills can be done by developing a model that will monitor areas of critical thinking, such as recognition of problems, identifying relevant elements, and formulating a question. In mathematics, problems involve critical thinking. According to Sam and Jacobs' 2008 study, technology could be used to develop a richer, interactive environment that encourages higher order thinking and motivation in mathematics. Critical thinking appears to be best encouraged among students when a more consistent emphasis is placed on the discussions and when instructor facilitation is less frequent but more purposeful. In closing, I leave you with some helpful advice from Scrivens and Paul's 2005 study on critical thinking. Instilling critical thinking abilities in students is a highly touted goal of higher education. In every discipline, there is a need for students to think critically and analytically. Critical thinking is more than just knowledge acquisition or a collection of processing skills. Rather, it is the development and continual use of analytical skills. Critical thinking is seen as necessary life skills, whereby the process of improving thinking is, in essence, creating the habit of reflection and questioning in every aspect of life. Thank you for watching my presentation.